Now, it's no secret that the forest cover in East Africa is declining rapidly, down from 11% to 1.2% in 40 years. In Nairobi alone, more than 5,000 trees are cut every day to meet the growing demand for charcoal. As Eyewitness News reporter Ken Majungu tells us, while African nations will be blaming the industrialized countries for their untold greenhouse gas emissions, Africa will have to account for its fast declining forest cover.
In 8 years, 70% of Kenya's forest cover have been cut down. Human beings have invaded forests, indiscriminately felling trees to create space for human settlements, farming and charcoal burning, which is the primary means of cooking. This was once a gazetted forest land with both indigenous and exotic trees, but now a pale shadow of what it used to be, human activity blamed for its current state. This story is shared across the board. Almost all forests in Kenya have suffered under the mighty weight of human power soul. East Africa is experiencing dramatic environmental change, largely driven by accelerated levels of population growth in the last half-century.
Africa is the least polluter of the environment and all that surrounds it. Yet it pays most of what it is at the moment arising from the same.
Massive deforestation in the region has led to major changes in the local climate conditions and almost complete exhaustion of wood and forest reserves.
Tokeni inje.
Those people who are looking for international recognition on environmental matters should not subject ordinary innocent citizens to the kind of misery we are seeing in this.
Kenya is in the middle of a heated environmental debate which now threatens the political stability of parties, fueled by wanton destruction of 5 water catchment areas, which includes the most contentious one, the Mau Forest Complex. This has led to food, water and energy crisis in the country.
It's quite a challenge. It's quite a challenge. And
the government seems to be shifting to agroforestry to reclaim the forest, a move informed by the realization that relying on natural forests cannot boost the dwindling national cover. Last year alone, trees on forest covered 10 million acres compared to 1 million acres of natural closed canopy forests, and the results are very visible. The government is counting on farmers to increase Kenya's forest cover by up to 10%, the level it was at independence. And to do this, the government has lined up incentives such as low interest rates on loans to motivate farmers to grow trees on their land to mitigate the effects of decades of deforestation.
It could be part of the solution. Agroforestry is part of the solution because there is science in it. The only problem is that everyone is becoming an expert, and this is a very dangerous situation.
However, questions are being asked whether the forest policy adequately addresses the issues of forest conservation, and new forest legislation is also required to implement the policy.
I'm happy with the efforts that are being made by Kenya Forest Service. They are very vibrant. They have come up with a plan which is also within the 2030 vision. They are talking of, and I'm happy now that we are also moving from tree planting into tree growing.
Also in the list of key elements include expanded mandate in the management of all types of forest, involvement of adjacent communities and other stakeholders in forest management and conservation, and proposed institutional transformation of forest department into semi-autonomous Kenya Forest Service.
It starts with the little things that we do. It's not the big campaign. It is what you're doing. This is a rainy season. How many trees have you planted? If you haven't planted one, then you need to start doing it.
The policy is expected to address both the local and global forest issues and challenges to ensure fair contribution of the forest sector in economic development.
You see, development is one thing. We are also talking, there are challenges also that we need to look at. We are talking about clean energy. What would happen today if Kenya realizes that it has oil that is available?
As Kenya representatives and Africa as a whole join the world in Copenhagen to demand for compensation for bearing the brunt of the effects of industrial emissions, they may just find themselves giving answers to questions of the declining forest cover.